Well, hello, and welcome to the new year. The movie I'm going to do today is a 1975 Western called Against the Crooked Sky. Now, I'm going to do something different, because I did do this one several months ago, but apparently the copyright holder does not allow any sharing, so I kind of scrapped it. And I'll leave the director's cut, let's say, as a link. You can check that out. Kind of was proud of that one I did, if I was good. Anyway, what we're going to do today is basically I'm just going to, let you use your imagination as I describe the plot. So it starts out in the Southwest. There's a young woman and her teenage brother who are alone on a homestead when three Indians show up and kidnap her. The brother is guilty about this, and he takes off after when the posse can't find anything. The Indians did leave behind the gold headband as the only clue. So while he's crossing a river, he almost falls off his horse and drowns, but a grizzled old prospector named Russian and his dog Bar Killer manage to save him. And the brother convinces Russian to help him find his sister and uses the gold band as kind of, incentive that these Indians may have some gold somewhere. So they head out. They do come on a friendly Cheyenne village. And the village has this old man with a cut out tongue they call cut tongue. And he tells them that he communicates some way that he knows where this tribe is located. So they take the old man to lead them. They have to fight off some Apaches, and poor Bar Killer, the dog, dies in the fight. But they do make it to a valley, and they do find like a totem pole and this big gold vein right in front of it. And they figure they hit it rich, but the tribe captures them. And we find out that Cut Tongue was actually the brother of the chief, and he should have been the chief, but the brother somehow deposed him, cut his tongue out, and sent him out into the wild where he got captured by the Cheyenne. And later at night, the chief kills Cut Tongue, and he frames the sister that was kidnapped for the murder. So the next morning, the sister's going to die. They're going to put her, right about the totem pole, right on the edge, and shoot her an arrow into her when the sun comes up. But the brother has an option. He can run the crooked sky, which is, run all the way across this valley. And before, the sun completely covers up this vein of gold, if he makes it on time, he can take his sister's place, which means he's sacrificing his life to save his sister. So he does run it, and just at the last minute, he unfortunately doesn't make it. The arrow gets shot, and his sister dies and falls to her death. So him and Russian are released. They go back, tell the family, and, they go on. Russian actually becomes, fairly member of the family. He gets himself a new dog, and everything's going fine. And then, about like a year later, the sister comes back, and it's a big surprise, but it found out that the sister of the chief that kidnapped her and got her pregnant managed to substitute herself because she was wearing a hood, and she was the one who died, and the sister lived, gave birth to a child. Everyone's happy, and it ends very nicely. So this was, apparently a theatrical release. It seems to be a very obscure movie. It was also apparently somewhat R-rated, because the one I have is supposedly the TV edited version. There was like a nudity scene in the beginning. I don't really know how well it did, but it did get released to TV. That's how I know about it. I remember seeing it on TV, and it was at a time when I was going to be moving to Utah as a kid. And, my parents said, "Dad, this is where you're going to be living." And, it was filmed, at in the south around the Arches National Park and Bryce Canyon and that. And it's really some of the most beautiful area on earth. I recommend you go visit it if you can't. And this is only real notable actor in it is Richard Boone, who's kind of at the end of his career. The sister that was kidnapped apparently is some kind of Australian country singer, and she did the song for the movie. And the brother basically left acting in the 80s and opened an outfitter company in Wyoming. And interesting, just a few years ago, he retired and gave it to his son, and the son renamed the outfitting company Crooked Sky Enterprises or something in the honor of this movie he was in. So that's really not much else to tell about this movie, except I did like it. I thought it was an interesting movie. It's a bit obscure, obviously, but I got it from a 6-pack of video westerns from Shout Factory that they released, and that's why I bought this pack. It's a western that I just have stuck in my mind as a kid, and I was glad to get it. And it's a good movie, nothing special, but I think if you want a good western movie you never tried before, I would check this movie out. So, hope you all had a great holiday season, and hope you have a good new year. And if you stuck with me this far, you're a unique individual, and I thank you. Goodbye.